Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Chris Irving with Kratom Kingdom. This is going to be a little bit different because I've run out of things to talk about Kratom, so I'm going to do a vlog. I'm going to introduce you to myself and why I am so into Kratom and why my life turned out the way it did. First off, I was born in 1970 to parents who thought it would be cool to move around the world. So we moved to every state in the country. I've lived in 37 different states, and it wasn't because of the military, it was just because the grass was always greener someplace else, they thought. So I never really had many friends growing up. So I grew up with my brother as my friend, and I played bass guitar, my brother played drums, so we sometimes tried to play together, but being brothers, we would fight so much. Anyway, what's going on today? Today I am going through a little bit of depression. My girlfriend texted me, and then she texted me about 6 times, and then she didn't text me back after I texted her. I don't know what that means. So I've been leaving it alone and not texting her back, so I don't want to have 10 texts after she stopped texting me, you know, because I think it's 1 for 1. And I'm just going to wait patiently. I trust her, even though she's like 6,000 miles away. I still trust her, and I think I'm in love. I mean, it's kind of weird to think that way, but I think I'm in love. I thought I was in love before when I was 25 years old and got married. I got married to a woman who was a complete jock, and I was a straight edge hardcore kid. Being straight edge meant I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I didn't eat meat, and I fought Nazis, and I played in a hardcore band. The hardcore band turned into a metal emo band eventually. And I wore black makeup, had long black hair, black trench coat, big black boots, and played really aggressive metal music. It was pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a vlog about my band one day. Unless I get a copy. Last time I played my band on here, I got a copyright, which is weird because it was my band. I mean, I wrote the songs, I paid to get the songs recorded. Well, the record label paid to get the songs recorded. And the record label paid for the tour bus to take us all over America. And we toured all over America. It was pretty cool. I mean, I was living the rock star dream. Sorry, I don't have a table next to me to put my Kratom on. And through my entire teens growing up, as soon as I hit puberty, I started getting massive migraines that would make me vomit, pass out, go to the hospital, and they would give me seizures, and they were just horrible. I tried edible marijuana, and that helped a lot, but it was illegal, so that wasn't going to work for me because I was straight edge. And I didn't want medical marijuana. So I took Excedrin migraine, and it just did nothing for my migraines. Then, after my wife decided she was a jock, and she wanted to marry a jock, and I just had this massive stroke, so I was no longer able to mountain bike, kayak, hike, or do anything athletic. So she dumped me. And she dumped me for this guy, this old man who was a super good cyclist, super good runner, and all the things that I wasn't. And she decided then that she wanted to be with him. So she dumped me, kicked me out of my house, the house that I'd put $60,000 into and paid the mortgage every month, and told me that if I didn't leave, she was going to call the cops and say that I beat her up, which was totally bogus. I've never hit a woman in my life, I never would. So I left. I didn't want to. And on the way, carpets, and she's like, you drop off that steam cleaner to the grocery store. And like an idiot, I did. I mean, I'm so on our 10-year anniversary, I made her a diamond ring. The diamond came out of my family, generation after generation. It came out of my grandma's ring. So I took the diamond, I took it to a jeweler, and I had them make a custom-made diamond earring or diamond necklace for her, or ring for her finger. And she loved it, but I didn't get any kind of loving that night. I mean, it was like we had stopped having intimacy after my stroke. She didn't want anything to do with me anymore. It was disgusting. So I knew it was over. And so when she finally kicked me out, I knew it was coming. And it came after I tried to kill myself 4 times. First time I sucked on my tailpipe on my car until I passed out, and she found me on the ground in the garage and called the ambulance, and the ambulance came and took me straight to the psycho ward. Second time I tried to kill myself, I took all of my pills. I just took all of my anti-clotting pills, so I was going to bleed to death inside. Started hitting my head against the wall, hoping I'd have a brain bleed and die. Third time I tried to kill myself, I jumped off a bridge. And the fourth time I tried to kill myself, I don't think I was really trying to kill myself. I was just trying to get the attention of trying to kill myself. So I wrapped something around my neck and hung it over the ceiling fan, and in hopes that my wife would see it and realize that I was seriously in danger. She did. She called the cops, had me committed to another psych hospital. So I had been to that psych hospital 4 times. And every time, the last time I was there, they gave me ECT, electric convulsive therapy, where they shocked you. They put electrodes all over my head, put me under, and electrocuted my brain. And for some reason it worked. I don't know why. I mean, I didn't feel the electric convulsion because I was completely anesthetized and out cold, but it released so much serotonin in my brain. It was like it reset my brain. And as soon as I got out of there, the next day she told me I had to move out and go to my parents' house because that was a safe place for me to be. And I said, I'm taking my car. And she's like, no, you're not. That car is going to be used for the dogs, because I don't want the dogs in my new car. I said, I'm taking my car. There's nothing you can do about it. It's in my name. I bought it. And I'm not going to give you my $26,000 car. You already got the $60,000 equity from my house. And she grudgingly gave me the keys. And I took off, and I went to my parents' house, and I lived there for a couple of months, and I got really fat because of the medicines that the psychiatrist put me on. Made me really fat. So I went from 200 pounds to 265 pounds. And it was horrible because I'm looking for a new romantic relationship, and I'm fat now. Fat and ugly, so what was I gonna do? So I've been consciously trying to lose weight, and I've been losing 2 pounds a day now, which is pretty good. And then I found kratom. Before I moved to my parents' house, I moved to this farm, this ranch, way in the mountains of Mars Hill, North Carolina. It was awesome. It had a waterfall in the backyard, and it also had a shaman that lived there, and a New Age priest that lived there. So it was kind of a cult. It was a commune. And in that commune, they used a lot of drug therapy. And here I was, still straight edge, trying to fight the drugs, but I gave up. I mean, my life was over anyway, so what's the point of being straight edge? And I started eating eggs and meat again, because I was completely vegan for 15 years. And I started eating eggs and meat again, and then I started smoking weed. And then they gave me this thing called kratom, and it was like instantly my headache was gone. And the more I would drink of it, I didn't have any more headaches at all. I mean, I would just drink a cup in the morning and have no migraine at all. It was amazing. So I continued to drink kratom until it turned into what it is today, Kratom Kingdom. And it helped me 100%. And I think it can help anybody with chronic pain. And my migraines would start in my head and work down my neck and go into my back and make everything tight and really painful. And the kratom released all that pain and numbed my body. And on top of it, it gave me a mild euphoria. So I was like, this is the shit. And I was going through all of the American vendors, you know, Amazing Botanicals, Moon Kratom. And then the shaman said, well, I'm selling kratom. He was selling $125 for a gram or something. I mean, $125 for not very much. And I was paying it because I needed it. Then I met with Kratom Kingdom, I met this guy on Facebook who was a farmer in Indonesia, and he said, hey man, I will hook you up with 3 kilos, which is 2 pounds per kilo. So that was 6 pounds of kratom for $165, shipping included. And I was like sold. I was like, cool. And he's like, showed me pictures of his wife picking my kratom off the tree, drying it in the sun, all organic and all natural, and then processing it through his processing machine, which turned it into a fine powder, and then him bagging it up and shipping it to me. And it took like 20 days for it to come because Indonesia is a long way away, and it has to go on a boat because airplanes don't fly mail from Indonesia to America, so it had to go on a boat, which took a while. But when it got to my mailbox, it was like I poured it into my little kratom container that are sealed tight, and I took the first cup, and it was like, whoa. It was so fresh and so powerful that I was like hooked, and I became addicted to kratom. And I don't think it's a bad addiction at all. I ran out of it once, and it was like going through heroin withdrawal. I mean, I was sweating, cold, shaking, all I could think about was kratom. I gotta get kratom. So I forced myself, even with my agoraphobia, to go to a kratom bar, or a kava bar, where I knew they sold kratom, and they wanted $10 for a cup of kratom, 5 grams of kratom. $10. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I paid the $10. I had the kratom. I felt better, and I went home, and my kratom was in the mailbox that day, and I was like, sweet, day in the morning. And so I proceeded to make another cup of kratom, and it was way better than the kratom from the kava bar. Who knows where he got his kratom from? Who knows if they sprayed it with pesticides, if they urinated on the trees. I mean, who knows what they did to it. I know where my kratom comes from, and I know that it's fresh, that it's organic, and I know it's Indo. And he sent me red, green, and white, which was just exactly what I wanted. And then I asked him for some whole leaves so I could see what the kratom leaf looked like, and I showed you guys. And I began to fold the leaf just like they do, and I stuck it in the back of my mouth, and I chewed on it for a while, and I got a tingly feeling. Euphoria. And right now, I'm feeling a mild euphoria. If you're new to my channel, I don't always vlog. I usually have some useful information on kratom. How to get it, where to get it, why to get it, what it does to you, And so if you would subscribe to my channel, and you will get much more Kratom information, because I make a video every single day. It's all I've got to do. I don't work, I live on disability in the projects, so my rent is dirt cheap and I can afford to live on my disability check. And to my shame, I mean, it is what it is, and I am what I am. I'm disabled. Anyway, you guys, that was my vlog. That's my life. I hope you got something out of it and got to know me a little bit better. I am going to end it here, and I will see you guys in the next video.